In this video, I'm going to show you 17 of the best new Juniper, refresh, whatever you want to call it, accessories that you can buy right now. And I know, another accessories video. Wow, Jeremiah, daring today. But you guys eat these up, so I'm going to keep making them. Plus, most of these accessories and brands I've been using for years now. I've helped sell millions of dollars worth of Tesla accessories with an almost non-existent return rate, so you're in good hands. First up, and it's not even a Tesla specific accessory, it's just I like it so much that I keep one in all of my cars, a Fantech tire inflator. You may have seen the tiny versions at Costco. This one here, and what I recommend, is the X9 Apex. It's small enough to fit in your door pocket while still being able to pump up all 4 tires on a single charge, and is very quick at doing so. Doubles as a battery bank with a built-in USB-C cable in case you forget yours. I literally just charge mine right in the car. And then it triples as a flashlight in case you find yourself on the side of the road at night, or just whatever. I got this one off of Amazon, and I'll try to find a coupon code and put it on screen right now that'll hopefully save you a good chunk of money. And well, like I said, off Amazon, so if you don't like it, you can send it back. Bezos will gladly give you your money back, but I can almost guarantee that you're gonna like it. Next up, and probably the most essential, all-weather floor mats. And because it's 2026, that doesn't mean you're stuck with those big, bulky, thick rubber floor mats that don't even fit right. XPE is the way to go. I use these from Tesstuff, which, if you don't know, disclaimer, transparency, I am the owner of. We developed these specifically for the new Model Y. An all-weather outer layer weave, which can take any and everything Mother Nature throws at them, and all you gotta do is literally just wipe them off. I actually just pressure wash mine off and then just let them dry. An XPE center, which means they feel good on your feet while rejecting road noise coming up from under the car, and as it's an EV with no white engine noise, these literally make your cabin quieter while being laser scanned to ensure a perfect fit. I mean, just look at that fit. And then the underside is our patent pending anti-slip tech. It's essentially Velcro, but it doesn't fray your carpet or make it difficult to take out while still staying locked in place. The regular set includes the 2 front floorboards and the rear passenger floorboard, and then the extended set is everything else. So trunk, back of seats, sub trunk, and front trunk. Third, and staying on the topic of protection, PPF, and we'll just go ahead and throw tint in here too, since that's also a film. I will have a video going live around the 16th of May on my DIY PPF experience and walking you guys through how I did mine to, try to show you that it's not really that hard. PPF, or paint protection film, is a physical barrier between the surface of your car and the outside world. Rocks, bird poop, people touching, or even trying to mess with your car, it's fully protected while self-healing when exposed to heat from the sun. And if you don't have any sun or you're in the middle of winter, you can literally just pour hot water on it, which if you're buying a brand new car probably sounds fantastic. However, the drawback is the cost. To get a professional install an entire car, it's like $7,000. And if you want to just get the front, you're looking at like $3,000, which is why I recommend a DIY kit, as you'll get the same protection, but for like a third of the price. I've used Drive Protected on my last 3 Teslas and they've been fantastic. Plus you can use code JMH to get 10% off of your order. And like I said, keep an eye out next month for that DIY video. As for tint, this will straight up lead to better range and efficiency, as your HVAC system doesn't need to work as hard to keep the cabin cool because, well, you have tint. I personally use and recommend XPEL XR Plus, which is the more expensive top of the line option, but it's never let me down across my 4 Teslas that I've had it on. And Tesla is actually partnered with XPEL, so you can find an official dealer right in the app, and it's covered as part of your warranty should you need to get the glass replaced. I have 20% all around and 55 on the windshield. I don't have the top roof tinted just because, well, I tell people it's so, passengers can look up and see the stars at night, but in reality, it's so I can see the stars at night. And plus, if it does get too hot during the day, I just throw up some sunshades. Which I guess leads us into the next one, sunshades. Exactly what they sound like. You put them up on your glass roof if your head starts cooking a little too hard from the sun, and when you're done, you can just take them down, put them back in their baggie, and throw them in your sub trunk or something. I'll have a gray set and a black set linked down below, so pay attention to which one you're ordering depending on whatever color your headliner is. Now, everything you do in your Tesla is controlled right here on this screen, and as someone that has had to purchase a replacement screen, I know how much they cost, and trust me, spending $40 on a good, high quality tempered glass screen protector is the way to go. You can get them in clear or matte, but I do personally prefer matte as it cuts down reflections and improves the swiping experience. Your finger really just glides. It's kind of hard to describe until you get one. And the kit I use includes screen protectors for both the front and rear, but keep in mind which screen you have. If you have a new performance, so a Juniper performance, even if it has the gray headliner, you have a 16-inch screen, which is the newer screen. If you have a premium or performance Y with the black headliner, then you also have the 16-inch screen. However, if you have a what would now be classified as a premium with gray headliner, then you more than likely have the smaller 15.4-inch screen. Another really easy way to tell is if your corners are sharp versus more rounded. And right after you slap that bad boy on, go ahead, pop your screen off, and put on a rotating screen mount, my personal favorite accessory. I really do think the only thing Tesla missed for the Refresh 3 and Y, excluding not having black headliner from the get-go, was a rotating screen mount or just a way to turn the screen toward the driver. It's a 20 to 30 minute install. You unplug literally 2 wires and then pop them back in like not even 5 minutes later. The collar is mounted to the bracket and doesn't shift or move like some of the other mounts, and it doesn't lower your screen. It keeps it at the same height. I love this thing. It makes the cockpit view just feel so much more personal and driver oriented. Now, this next one is not me telling you to go out and drop $2,000 just to change the color of your headliner, but as someone that did, just giving my own personal opinion and experience, I absolutely love it and think it was totally worth it, or at least that's what I tell myself at night when I'm trying to fall asleep. No, really, I actually do think it makes the car feel so much more premium, and it just matches beautifully. You can save like $200, $300, maybe $400 if you don't include the retractors and just wrap them black yourself with some like vinyl. However, while DIYing will save you a little bit of money, if you're already dropping $2,000, the one thing that I would go back and do differently is that I would actually have my service center install it for me. It would have been an extra $500-ish, but that way, in case a clip breaks or something happens, it's on them and not you, as you're paying them to install it professionally and to make sure it goes up perfectly. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the black headliner so much. Number, I honestly don't even know, a phone mount. Now, the one I use is a super high quality, made of alloy, fully adjustable door mount. I think it puts it in the perfect spot where you can still easily see it, but others from like outside the vehicle or even like the rear passenger can't see it. It is a little on the pricey side, but like I said, high quality, and you'll feel that when you get it in hand. Now, if you're looking for one that charges, MagBack. It attaches to the screen and has a really nice way to run the wire so you don't see it. They just released their 16-inch screen variant for the new premium and performance, which I'm currently waiting on, but I've had them in my past Teslas and they're great. I believe the code on screen somewhere will save you some money. Organizers, and this encompasses all of them. Sliding and armrests, which Tesla actually used to include with the original 3 and Y, but due to cost-cutting measures stopped, so yeah, the car was literally made to have these in them. I also have a hidden one under the armrest and a cup holder one, which just makes cleaning 10 times easier. Door pocket covers too, for the same reason, snacks, liquids, whatever, just pull them out and spray them down. And finally, the rear trunk bins. They don't impede on the available space while offering the ability to separate or contain stuff from the rest of your trunk. So I put like dirty towels and stuff in here. Now, number 10 is how I keep my seats looking pretty much brand new, and I even have the white ones, which would show dirt a lot easier. No, it's not because I sell and buy a new one every 2 years. Even though I do, the seats to the new owners look pretty much brand new. So this is what I use. Guyon or Gion, however you want to say it, is good shit. Put this bad boy on the second you get home from the delivery center and recoat every 6 to 9 months. Your seats will look great and be super easy to clean. In between, like every few weeks, I just grab a fragrance-free baby wipe and wipe the seats down. Tesla recommends just soap and water for seat cleaning, which is exactly what these fragrance-free baby wipes are. You can find them at your local Walmart, Kroger, the baby section, whatever it is, or you can just buy them on Amazon. I'll have them linked below. Now, staying on the topic of protection, a steering wheel condom. Just go ahead, wrap it around, get into the grooves, conform it to the I'm joking. Mud flaps. This is one of the cheapest and easiest ways to protect your car from all the rocks your front wheels throw up to the back. Some Model Ys even come with a piece of pre-installed PPF on the rear door because Tesla themselves know this is a problem. Now, it's not on Model S Plaid level where if you don't have PPF or mud flaps, then your rear fender just gets absolutely shredded by rocks, but you will get rock chips from your front wheel, especially if you're like launching the car at every stoplight. And if you're new to Tesla, that's probably exactly what you're doing. The ones I use have some give to them in case you go over a big speed bump or something that hits them. They're not just going to break like some of the other mud flaps I've used in the past. They're also drillless, so they install in the pre-existing holes and installation's a breeze. I also do want to mention jack pads. one of those, have them and not need them, then need them and not have them. Or if you're going to be working on your car yourself, then you 100% need them. Slot them into one of the battery holes, and now you can safely lift the car. And the reason I'd recommend them even for people that don't work on their cars is in case you're at a tire shop or you need roadside assistance and whoever is helping you doesn't have them. Are you really going to risk battery damage? No, I didn't think so. So go ahead, get some and just throw them in your sub trunk or your front trunk or just somewhere in your car to where you'll have them on you at all times. Now, I'm really happy to see that Tesla is finally including special puddle lights for the $160,000 Model S. And actually, I don't know if the X has it or not, but the signature editions and the Model Y Performance, but they're just the normal like white ones. They don't even have any special colors to them. So for my Model Y Performance, I went ahead and I swapped it out to the special blue Performance badging. However, if you don't have a Performance and want to upgrade your puddle light, you can also get the Tesla word mark. And I think that looks really, you could also just totally throw the Performance one on there too if you don't have a Performance. It's not like the car checks it. Like you can totally just throw that on if you wanted to as well. It takes like 5 minutes to throw them on. Real simple, just unplug the old one, plug the new one, slot it up, you're good to go. I also ended up putting one of these trunk hooks on, which is really nice if you have bags or something in the trunk that you don't want tipping over or tumbling around. You just lift your weather seal, slot it underneath, and then put the weather seal back. Literally a 5-second install. All right, last few, and first is my radar detector. I have the Uniden R8. I also have an R8W. The only difference is that the W can like do all its updating and stuff wirelessly with Wi-Fi, hence the W, where the normal one, it just doesn't do that. But the range and everything is still the same. And the range on this is insane. Like when I tell you I pick up speed traps from over 2 miles out, I'm not exaggerating. Unidens are in all of my Teslas and they have saved my ass more times than I can count. Between the cost of a speeding ticket and the cost of your insurance going up, they have more than paid for themselves multiple times over. I have owned multiple performance Teslas and a Plaid, and I've never gotten a speeding knock on wood, I've never gotten a speeding ticket with this. Also, I do have mine hardwired in, which I made a video about a few years ago. That video is still applicable, but the wire I used is actually a little further down and a slightly bigger or technically smaller gauge. Foot on the brake, which automatically shifts you into drive with the auto shifting, automatically turns it on as well. And then when you get out of the car, it auto shuts off. I'm planning on buying 2 more cars this year, which means I'm also planning on buying 2 more Unidens this year. Uniden, if you're seeing this, please sponsor me, please. These things are expensive, but I just won't drive without them. My buddy actually picked up an R4 based off of my recommendation of the R8, and the R4 is just like the cheaper, slightly less range version, and he was blown away by it coming from like some no-name cheapo radar detector. Now, this next one's probably not for everyone, but I really like niche reference license plate frames. Like my Plaid has a Welcome to Silent Hill frame, which I just think fits it so well. And the Y has a Fallout themed one. I'll link both those down below, but you kind of got to figure out, what works with your car, the color, what you're into, and the reference. If your car didn't come with a frame, I believe Tesla sells the like basic ones that just say the model on it, if that's something you're into. I get compliments all the time on my Silent Hill frame. I actually saw a Plaid the other day with a God of War frame on it, and it was red and, it matched the badge. So I thought it worked out really well. But finally, drum roll please, cleaning supplies. Already mentioned baby wipes, but now I mean everything. Exterior, interior, sealants, coatings, wheel, and tires. I've made multiple how to wash your Tesla videos, and I'll have the most recent one down in the description. I do have a background in automotive detailing, so I'm super OCD about that stuff, and that means I use the safest possible method, and that just so happens to be a rinseless method. So even if you don't have access to running water, you can still use it. So yeah, along with that video in the description, I'm also going to have links to the microfiber towels I use, the chemicals I use, protectants, buckets, literally everything. And then I'll also go over how to use all that stuff in that video. Wait, hang on, just remembered, I want to throw in a little bonus here. I got this like a few months back and it's completely changed the game. Curb ramps, which is not a Tesla specific accessory, but it's fantastic. Even though the Model Y is not a low vehicle, if you have a high curb, it's still just not good for the suspension and underlying components to take a sharp jolt or jab like that over and over and over again, and a curb ramp fixes this. I personally have and recommend, I think it's pronounced Bridget. It's like the curb ramp to buy if you're in the US. I bought a set for my house and my in-laws. We both love them. I love them so much that I'm actually planning on going back and buying like 4 or 5 extensions just to fully span my entire curb. I also really like not constantly feeling that doom, Dune, you know, because you kind of go in at like an angle. Just not having to deal with that anytime I come and go has been so nice. Not sponsored or anything, just highly recommend them based off of my own experience. But those are the best accessories that you can get right now for your 2026 Model Y. I have been testing some other accessories like coolers and mattresses. So if you have one of those and you can recommend it, please let me know down below where you got it from, what you like about it, and I'll definitely check it out. Like I said, everything will be linked down below. And if it is from Tesstuff, then you can use code YouTube all caps to get 10% off your entire order plus free shipping over $150. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new around here and you want to see more test related stuff in your YouTube feed, then feel free to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.